Good morning, children. Today we are going to revise whatever we have studied in the chapter playing with numbers. So in that chapter we have studied about the divisibility rules of different numbers. Okay, divisibility rules. Actually, why we are using these divisibility rules? So divisibility rule is nothing but process of checking a number is divisible by the given number or not without doing the actual division. So to avoid the difficultness for the larger numbers, it is difficult to divide and check whether it is divisible by that. So suppose I have 180926, like this one of the number I have. I want to check whether it is divisible by 2 or not. If I am going through with actual division, it will take so much time and it will be difficult to do that many steps. Yes or no? For that sake, we have the divisibility rules. Means without doing actual division, whether it is divisible by the given number. Means now I am telling whether it is divisible by 2 or not, I am telling. So it is divisible by 2 because last digit 6. So the process of checking a number is divisible by the given number or not without doing the division is known as a divisibility rule. For in that divisibility rules we have studied for different numbers. First we have studied for 2. What is the divisibility rule of 2? Secondly 3. Next 6, 5, 10, 9, 4, 8, 11. So these problems, these divisibility rules we have studied in this chapter. And apart from this, some more divisibility rules also I have explained. So first of all, we will revise this, whatever we have studied. Divisibility rule of 2. If a number is having in its unit place 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, any of these digits are there in the unit place, then that number is divisible by 2. So in this example problem, unit digit is 8. So 8, whenever we are getting 8, compulsory it is divisible by 2. Okay. So what is the divisibility rule of 2? If the number is having 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, any of the digit among these 5, if the number is having, then that number is divisible by 2. Otherwise, it is not divisible by 2. Now 3. If the sum of the digits, take this example, sum of the digits in the given number, 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 8 is 20. So what I will do, 9 I will take. Sorry, 6 and 8. 7 plus 6, 13, 13 plus 8 is 21. 21 is divisible by 21 we will get in 3 tables. So 21 is the multiple of 3. That means this number is divisible by 3 also. Okay. Now, if a number is divisible by 2 or not, how we are checking? When the unit digit is 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, it is divisible by 2. And if the number is having, if the sum of the digits is a multiple of 3, then only it is divisible by 3. So in this number, sum of the digits is equal to 21. So it is divisible by 3 also. And in a number which is divisible by 2 and 3, 2 3s are 6. 2 and 3, both the numbers, then only it is divisible by 6. Otherwise, it is not divisible by 6. So take this example only. Because 8 is there, so it is divisible by 2. And sum of the digits is 21, so it is divisible by 3. Means it is also divisible by 6. Coming to 5. If a number is having in its unit place 5 or 0. In its unit place, either 0 or 5 is there, then such type of number is compulsory divisible by 5. And for 10, last unit place compulsory we have to get 0 only. Then it is divisible by 10. For 9, sum of the digits, if it is multiple of 9, then it is divisible by 9. See, now if I am taking this number, 21 I got. 21 I will not get in 9 table. So this number is not divisible by 9. If suppose I got the sum 27. 27 will get in 9 tables, means that number is divisible by 9. So 2, what is the divisibility rule of 2? If the number is having 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 in their units place, then that is divisible by 2. And next, for 3, if the sum of the digits is a multiple of 3, then that is divisible by 3. And for 6, if a number is divisible by both 2 and 3, then only it is divisible by 6. And for 5, if a number is having 0 or 5 in its unit place, such type of number is divisible by 5. And for 10, if the unit place of a number is 0, then that is divisible by 10. Otherwise, it is not divisible. And for 9, same as 3 only, but here we need to get the result as multiple of 9. And whatever numbers are divisible by 9, all those numbers are divisible by 3 compulsory. And for 4, if the last two digits are divisible by 4, we will check the division with the actual division only. Last two digits are divisible, the number formed by the last two digits is divisible by 4, then it is divisible by 4. Complete number is divisible by 4. Let us take same example, 7608. What are the last two digits? 08. That is nothing but 8 only. So 4 2s are 8. That means this complete number is divisible by 4. Sorry. And for 8, last 3 digits we must take and check with the actual division. If that is divisible, then complete number is divisible. Now for this example, 608 is the last 3 digits. Divide with 8. 8 7s are 56. 4 8. 8 6 are 48. Remainder is 0. So means 608 is divisible by 8. So 7608 is divisible by 8 also. Now coming to 11. Here sum of the even digits. So difference between sum of digits at odd places and even places. Digits at odd places and even places is 0 or divisible by 11. Then only it is divisible by 11. Otherwise, it is not divisible by 11. So 4, 8, 11. Yesterday only we have finished the classes. So there is no confusion at all. I think so. I have explained several problems. Now just I am revising whatever topics we have finished. Apart from this, still some of the divisibility rules we have. So just I'll explain those divisibility rules also. Observe. For 6, how we are writing? If a number is divisible by both 2 and 3, then only it is divisible by 6 we wrote. And for 10 also, if a number is both divisible by both 2 and 5, then it is divisible by 10. Like that only for 12 also. If the number is divisible by both 4 and 3, then only that is divisible by 12. We know the divisibility rule of 4 and 3. So it is easy to decide whether the number is divisible by 12 or not. And 15 also. 5 3s are 15. If a number is divisible by both 5 and 3, then it is also divisible by 15. Okay. And like that only for suppose 99. 11 9s are 99. 9 divisibility rule we know, 11 divisibility rule we know. So if a number is divisible by 11 as well as 9, then it is divisible by 99. And for 25, as I told you, 25 into 4 is equal to 100. Means all the multiples of 100 are divisible by 4 as well as 25 also. That means if the last two digits are zeros, then that is divisible by 25 also. And if the last two digits are divisible by 25, then only it is divisible by 25. Like 4 divisibility rule only, 25. Okay. What is the divisibility rule of 25? If the last two digits are divisible by 25, last two digits, number formed by the last two digits is divisible by 25, then that, for suppose I have 1120, 1175, whether it is divisible by 25 or not. For that, no need to check for this 11 because 1 is nothing but 1 into 100, multiple of 100, and 1000 is nothing but 10 into 100, multiple of 100. So all the multiples of 100 are divisible by 25. We need to check only for last two digits. 75, 25 3s are 75. So remainder is 0. That means 1175 is divisible by 25. If you have any doubt, do with the actual division also. 1175. Okay. 25 2s are 50, 25 3s are 75, 25 4s are 100. So 25 fours are 100. Take down remaining number 17. Take down 175. So 25 fives are 125 will get. 25 six are 150. 25 sevens are 7 fives are 35. 7 twos are 14 plus 3 is 17. So 25 sevens are 175. Remainder is equal to 0. Just observe, complete number is divisible by 25 or not. So for that check, if last two digits are divisible by 25, then that same as 4 divisibility rule only, because 4 into 25 is equal to 100. Remember this. So what is the divisibility rule of 4? Same divisibility rule for 25 also. For like that only, 8 into 125 is equal to 1000. So then what is the divisibility rule of 8? If the last three digits are zeros, otherwise the last three digits are divisible by 8, then complete number is divisible by 8. Same, if the last three digits are zeros, otherwise last three digits are divisible by 125, then only that number is divisible, that complete number is divisible by 125. So this is about somewhat different divisibility rules. Okay. Now this is about divisibility rules. What we have studied in the first exercise, and second exercise is about factors and multiples. Factors and multiples. 3 fours are 12. Here 3 and 4 are the factors of 12. So 3 comma 4 are factors of 12, and 12 is multiple of 3 and 4. Why? Because just observe, by multiplying 4 we are getting 12. That's why 12 is the multiple of 3, and by multiplying 3 with 4 we are getting 12. So 12 is the multiple of 4. Bigger number is the multiple of 3 and 4 whenever multiplication you are using. Okay, and next 3 and 4 are the factors of 12. I am telling why, because 3 divides 12 exactly. Factor is nothing but it is a divisor. So 12 divided by 3 is equal to 3 fours are 12. 3 divides 12 exactly. 4 also divides 12 exactly. So 3 and 4 are the factors of 12, otherwise divisors of 12. So factor is nothing but a number which divides the other number exactly, given number exactly, that is known as factor or divisor. And multiple is nothing but by multiplying any numbers, means for suppose 3. For 3, what are the multiples I am writing? For 3, I am multiplying with 1. 3 ones are 3. 3 is a multiple of 3. And 3 twos are 6. 3 into 2. 3 into 3. So all these numbers, by multiplying 1, 2, 3, we will get the multiples of required numbers. So for suppose if I am writing for 3, then I need to multiply the numbers 1, 2, 3 for 3. That is 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 threes are 9, 3 fours are 12, like that. So all those are multiples of 3. Now coming to the factors. If I am listing all the factors of 12, 1 into 12, 12, 2 6 are 12, 3 fours are 12. Again in 4 table 4 threes are. So 4 already finished. 4 threes are 6 twos are 12 ones are. Now what are the factors of 12? Factors are divisors also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. All these are the factors of 12. So just observe, what is the smallest factor of 12? 1. And what is the highest factor of 12? That number itself, 12 only. And how many factors are there for 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factors. So from this information, smallest factor of the given number is 1. Highest factor is that number itself. For any number, smallest factor is 1. highest factor is that number itself. Okay, and factors are countable, means how many are there we can able to count. And next thing, factors are always less than the given number, equal or lesser, but not more than. Okay, this is about factors. And one is factor for every number, and that is the smallest factor for every number. The every number itself is the highest factor. And factors are countable. Factors always less than that number or equal to that number. Factors are also known as divisors. Now, multiples. If I am writing multiples of 3, 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 threes are 9, 3 fours are 12, 3 fives are 15, 3 sixes are 18, 3 sevens are 21, 24, 27, 30. Now, whenever you are writing 3 tables, just add 3 repeatedly. Repeated addition is nothing but multiplication. So 30 plus 3, 33, 36, and so on. All these are the multiples of 3. See, there is no end because 1, 2, 3, and so on. All these numbers are natural numbers. They are not ending at any point. There is no highest value. That means there is no highest multiple also. And smallest multiple is that number itself. So just observe what are the factors of 3. Factors of 3 is 1, 3. That's all, because it is a prime number now. So now observe that 1 is the smallest factor and 3 is the highest factor. 3 is factor for itself as well as 3 is multiple of itself. So every number is a factor and multiple for itself. And factors are countable, multiples are uncountable. Smallest multiple is that number itself. There is no highest multiple. Smallest factor is 1 and highest multiple is that number itself. Okay, factors are countable, and always factors lesser or equal to that number. Always multiples are greater or equal to that number. Equal to that number, otherwise more than that number, but not lesser. That is about multiples and factors. After this, prime numbers and odd numbers, even numbers. Numbers which are divisible by 2 are known as even numbers. Divisible by 2, all those numbers are even numbers. Means the numbers which are having 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 in their units place, all those are even numbers only. And odd numbers, the numbers which are not divisible by 2, leaving the remainder one when that is divisible by 2. So not divisible by 2 are called odd numbers. If the unit place, if your number is having in its unit place 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, observe 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. If these 5 digits are there in the unit place of the given number, such numbers are known as odd numbers. Okay, and prime numbers. If a number is having only 2 factors, then that number is known as a prime number. The 2 factors also, one is 1 and other is that number itself. That number itself. Such numbers are said to be prime numbers, and we have written 1 to 100 prime numbers also. And composite numbers, the numbers which are having more than 2 factors are known as a composite number. And one is having only 1 factor, so one is neither prime nor composite. And next, smallest only one even prime number is there, that is 2. Smallest even prime number is 2, smallest prime number also 2 itself. And smallest odd prime number is 3. Okay, remaining all are odd prime numbers only. Smallest composite number is 4. 1 is not a prime number, composite number. 2 is prime number, 3 is prime number. 4 is the composite number. So 4 is the smallest composite number and it is even number. What is the smallest odd composite number? 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now observe what are the prime numbers round off. 2, 3, 5, 7 are the prime numbers. Remaining all are composite numbers except 1, because it is neither prime nor composite, because it is having only 1 factor. Now coming to 4. So 4 is the smallest composite number. Smallest number. But if I am asking smallest odd composite number, 6 is even, 8 also even. So 9 is the smallest Add composite number. This is very, very important. So you will get for bits also. And coming to the 2, 3, 5, 7, they are all are having only 2 factors. So those are called prime numbers. And least prime number is 2. And this one only the even prime number. Remaining all prime numbers are odd prime numbers. If I am asking smallest odd prime number, in that case 3 is the smallest odd prime number. That's all. And after this, we have co-primes or relative primes. Co-primes or relative primes are nothing but if the two prime numbers, if the HCF of two numbers is 1, such numbers are said to be co-primes. HCF is 1 means what? There is no common factor except 1. If the numbers are having only 1 as their common factor, such numbers are said to be co-primes or relative primes. For suppose I am taking 3 and 5. So both are prime numbers. Only 1 will be the common factor. So 3 and 5 are co-primes. So if you are taking prime numbers, compulsory those are co-primes only. If you are taking pair of prime numbers, so all those are co-primes or relative primes. And next observe, what is the difference between 5 and 3? 2. Two prime numbers whose difference is equal to 2, those are called twin primes. Okay, twin primes. Difference must be equal to 2 between the two prime numbers. So 3, 5 is one pair and 5, 7 is another pair. 11, 13 is one more pair, like that. Okay. Always twin primes, compulsory we have to take the prime numbers only. But coming to the co-primes, let us take 5 and 4. 5 is having the factors 1 and 5, that's all, because it is prime number. 4 is having the factors 1, 2, 4. Now only 1 is the common factor for 5 and 4. Yes. So these are co-primes, but observe 4 is not a prime number. So remember, for a twin primes, compulsory whatever numbers we are taking, those are prime numbers only we have to consider. The prime numbers whose difference is 2 are said to be twin primes. The numbers having only 1 as their common factor, that means if the HCF of two numbers is equal to 1, those are called co-primes or relative primes. And co-primes need not be the prime numbers, but twin primes compulsory will be the prime numbers. And after this, we have prime factorization method. So prime factorization we did in 2 types, division method, factor tree method. And nextly HCF by continued division method and prime factorization method. And after that LCM, least common multiple, division method and prime factorization method we have finished. Relationship between LCM and HCF of two numbers. X into Y is equal to LCM into HCF. This is for only two numbers. For n numbers also I have given product of n numbers is equal to HCF of each pair to the power of n minus 1 into LCM of n numbers. This is the relation between LCM and HCF, and this is important. And after the last exercise, we have studied the divisibility rules of 4, 8, and 11. That's it. So complete chapter is having different types of concepts. What are different types of numbers? What is their definition and how we have solved? Everything is there. Now, depending on that, I am going to give some more extra problems. Whatever we did not discuss in the exercises, okay? So my first problem is, a number is divisible by 12. Divisible by 12. By what other numbers? By what other numbers? By what other numbers will that number be divisible? Will that number be divisible? Okay, they are given that one of the number is divisible by 12. For suppose 24 I am taking. 24 is divisible by 12. Yes or no? Now, still which numbers are divisible by, which numbers divide 24 after? By what other numbers will that number be divisible? So it is divisible by 12. What are the factors of 12, right? 1, 12, 2, 6 are 12, 3 and 4, that's all. Now observe, 1 divides 24 exactly, 2 divides 24 exactly, 3 divides 24 exactly, 4 6 are 24, 6 4 are 24, 12 2 are 24. Means whatever factors of 12 are there, all those numbers also divisible that 24 exactly. But here that number they did not give. A number is divisible by 12. What is that number they did not mention? I am taking example, that's all. So by what other numbers will that number be divisible? Whatever factors of 12 are there, all those factors divides the number. So 24 is divisible by 12. All the factors of 12 divides 24 exactly. Understand? So now all the factors of 12 divides the number which is divisible by 12. Which is divisible by 12. So the number which is divisible by 12 is also divisible by its factors. So what are the factors of 12? Therefore, factors of 12 are 1 into 12, 2 6 are 12, 3 4 are 12. That's all. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. So all these numbers divide whatever number is divisible by 12. Okay. Now coming to the second question. Write down separately the prime and composite numbers, the prime and composite numbers less than 20. So write the prime and composite numbers separately less than 20 as. First of all, write the prime numbers less than 20. So already we have learned the prime numbers between 1 to 100. Total how many prime numbers are there between 1 to 100? 25 prime numbers. And how many composite numbers are there between 1 to 100? 73. So this one already I have explained and you have also. So now prime numbers between, less than, prime numbers less than 20 are 1 to 20 prime numbers we must write 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17 and 19 are the prime numbers. So whatever prime numbers are given, remaining whatever numbers left, which numbers are left in the prime numbers, all those are composite numbers only, yes or no? Composite numbers are nothing but not prime numbers. So which are not prime numbers, identify. Composite numbers less than 20 equal to. So 1 is not a composite number, not a prime, not a composite. 2 prime, 3 prime. So 4 is the composite number, 5 is here, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, less than 20 said. So just and 18. So these are the composite numbers less than 20 and prime numbers less than 20. Okay. Now coming to the next question. A prime number n so this is some logical question. Observe. A prime number n, capital N, in the range of 10 to 50. In the range of 10 to 50 means 10 to 50 prime numbers we must list first of all. Okay. 10 to 50 remains unchanged. Remains unchanged when its digits are reversed. When its digits are reversed. What is the square of this number? What is the square of this number? 10 to 50 means 2 digits prime numbers we must write below 50. And in that we have to get the same digits. Then only, for suppose I am taking to 15, 17 is a prime number. Then by reversing it, I'll get 71. But it must be unchanged. If I'm changing 17, I need to get 17 only. Like that, which numbers will get? First of all, write the prime numbers between 10 and 50. So what is the n value? Find out first. Observe the question. A prime number n is lying between 10 to 50. Remains unchanged when its digits are reversed. So n is that number when the digits are interchanged, even though we will get the same number, palindrome number. What is the square root of that number? So first of all, find out that number. After that, what is the square value of that number we must find. Before that, what are the prime numbers between 10 to 50? Write down. Prime numbers between 10 to 50 are 11 is the prime number, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, that's all, and 47. These are the prime numbers between 10 to 50. See, 11. By reversing the digits, I will get 11 only. If both are same, then only I will get the same number. 13, I will get 31, 71, 91, 32, 92, 13, 73, 14, 34, 74, like that I am getting. But what is the rule? When the digits are reversed, it will remain unchanged if the digits are reversed. So when I am changing the digits 1 and 1, I am getting that number itself. So the n value is equal to 11. Therefore, n is equal to 11. But what is asking? What is the square of this number? Therefore, n square is equal to 11 square. 11 square is nothing but 11 into 11, that is 121. Okay, 11 square is nothing but 11 is multiplied twice. 11 into 11, 121. Okay, I hope you understood this. Now coming to the next question. Find the least number. Find the least number. Which when divided separately? Which when divided separately by 15, 20, 48 and 36 will leave a remainder 9 in will leave a remainder 9 in each case. Okay, observe this question. Find the least number which when divided separately by 15, 20, 48 and 36 will leave a remainder 9 in each case. That means least number means LCM we must find for 15, 20, 48, 36. So LCM of 15, 20, 48, 36 is must be divisible by 15, 20, 48, 36 exactly. But what is condition given? They must leave the remainder 9. So LCM plus 9. If you are taking LCM, that will be exactly divisible. Means remainder will get 0. If we are adding 9 to that number, so remainder will become 9. So suppose, see, 50 is divisible by 10 exactly. 10 5 is 50, remainder is 0. Okay. Means if I have 55, then 10 5 is 50, remainder is 5. Means 50 plus 5 leaves the remainder 5 when it is divisible by 10. Yes or no? So actually LCM is the number which divides each and every number for the given numbers. The LCM of the given numbers divides divisible by each and every number. Okay, here 15, 20, 48, 36 given. Whatever LCM we will get for these four numbers, that is compulsory divisible by 15 and 20, 48 and 36. Each and every number divides LCM exactly. But they are asking they must leave the remainder 9. That means LCM plus 9. If you are taking, so whenever you are dividing with 15, it will leave the remainder 9. 20, it will leave the remainder 9. So we will see that. First of all, find out the LCM of 15, 20, 48 and 36. So as your wish, either you want to do the prime factorization method or division method, that is your wish. So I'm using division method because I'm taking all the numbers at a time. So all these numbers cancel in which table? Just observe. Okay, go through with the two table. These three will get cancelled. 2 tens are 2 12, 2 14s are, sorry, 2 24s are, 2 18s are. Now 3 table I am taking. 3 5s are 15, 10 as it is, 3 8s are 24, 3 6 are 18. And 5 and 10 we can go through with 5 tables. 5 1s are, 5 2s are, 8 6. 2 8 6 all will get cancelled in 2 tables. 2 1s are, 2 4s are, 2 3s are. 4 and 3 we are having no common factors. So LCM is finished. LCM of the given numbers is equal to 2 into 3 into 5 into 2 into 4 into 3. Okay. Now 2 came twice. That is 2 into 2 is 4. And 3 came twice. 3 3s are 9. 5 into 4, that is. So LCM of the given numbers is 5 4s are 20, 24s are 80, 80 into 9. So 9 8s are 72, 720. LCM is 720. This 720 is exactly divisible by 15. And 720 is exactly divisible by 48. 720 is exactly divisible by 20. 720 is exactly divisible by 36. Means each and every number, given number divides this LCM exactly. But what is the condition? They must leave the remainder 9. So LCM plus 9. Therefore, required number is equal to LCM plus 9. That is 720 plus 9, which is equal to 729. 729 divide with 15 and check your result. 729, 15. 15 5 is 75 will get. So 4 is 60. 129. Okay. Like that only check for 48 and 36 also. Compulsory they will give the remainder 9 only. Because LCM is exactly divisible by the given numbers. Plus 9 if we are taking, then it will leave the remainder 9. So suppose it is a leaving a remainder 5 means just add plus 5. That's all. Now coming to the next question. If 3, 4, star 6, 8 is divisible is to be divisible by 9, then what is the value of the missing digit? Then what is the value of the missing digit? So here observe this 3, 4, star 6, 8 is the given number. A number is divisible by 9 when sum of those digits is multiple of yes or no. So find out the sum of the digits without this star. What is the sum of the remaining digits? 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8. So let that unknown value as x. Now what we will get? 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 plus 8 is 21. 21 plus x. What is the missing digit? 21 plus, so 9 table, find out. 9 2 is 18, 9 3 is 27. 21 plus 6. If x is equal to 6, then we'll get the sum is equal to 27. So 27 is multiple of 9, then the resultant number is divisible by 9. And if any other possible number is there, just observe 6 over 7. 21 plus 7 will get 28. 21 plus 8, 21 plus 9. So all 21 plus 9, till that we are not getting any digit. So therefore, the missing digit is 6. Missing digit is equal to 6. When it is that 3, 4, 6, 68 is exactly divisible by 9. 3 plus 4, 7, 7 plus 6, 13, 13 plus 6, 19, 19 plus 8 is 27. 27 is multiple of 9, so that missing digit is 6. That's all. And next, one more question. Find the HCF of 2 by 3, 8 by 9, 32 by 81, and 10 by 27. So like these questions we did not get at all. remember, whenever if HCF LCM is given for the integers, we will do directly. But when fractional numbers are given, in that case, HCF of fractions is equal to, this is the formula, HCF of numerator by LCM of denominators. Means we need to find out the numerators HCF and LCM of the denominators. That will be the HCF of the fractions, the given fraction. And LCM of the fractions will be equal to, for this also we have the formula. If instead of HCF they are given LCM, in that case LCM of numerators by HCF of denominators. So these are the two formulas which we didn't finish in our textbook. So somewhat extra questions I am giving, some of the extra examples. These are the formulas you must. That is equal to HCF of 2, 8, 32 and 10. 2, 8, 32, 10 are the numerators. So find out their HCF. So if you want to use the prime factorization method, that is your wish, otherwise division method. So I am using the division method only because that is very easy to do. Now in division method, total 4 numbers we have here. Means in 3 steps we will get the answer. Take any 2 numbers, 2 and 8. What is the HCF of 2 and 8? In 2 table you will get the 8. 2 4 is 8. That means smaller number will be the HCF. So 2 is the HCF of 2 and 8. And 2 and 32. So in 2 table 32 will be divisible by 2. That means 2 only the HCF of 2 and 32. Next 2 and 10. 2 only will get. We will do step 1. So just erase this. We are finding HCF. For that we need to take the numerators HCF. HCF of numerators is equal to, we must find now. Step 1. Select any 2 numbers. 8 and 2 I am taking. Divide the greater number with the smaller number. So 2 4 is 8. HCF of 2 and 8 is 2. Just now I told you already, because in 2 table you will get 8. So one number is multiple of the other number. In that case, multiple is the LCM and smaller number will be the HCF. I told you greater number is LCM and smaller number is HCF. So HCF of 2 and 8 is 2 itself. HCF of 2, 8 is equal to 2. And step 2. Even here also, HCF is 2 and third number is 32. So divide 32 by 2. 2 16s are 32. Remainder is 0. 16 2s are 32. So here also HCF is equal to 2 only, because 32 is multiple of 2. That's why HCF of 2, 32 is equal to 2. And step 3. So again we got 2 only, no? And 10. 10 is multiple of 2. That means 2 only the HCF. So 2, 10, 5 are 10. Therefore, HCF of the numerators is equal to 2. Actually, no need to do this one, because this is, if it is a simplification question, in that case you must do all this. It is objective type question. In that case, directly write, because of 2, 8, 32. In that 8, 32, 10 all are multiples of 2. So HCF will be equal to 2. That is the reason. And coming to the LCM of denominators. So here also at a time division method I am using 3, 9, 81, 27. In both cases I am using the division method only. Now 3 table, 3 1s are 3 3s are 3 2s are 6, 3 7s are 21, 3 9s are 27. Again 3 table, 3 1s are 3 9s are 27, 3 3s are 9. Again 3 table, 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are. So 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27, 27 3s are 81. 81 is multiple of 3, 9 and 27 also. That's why 81 is the LCM of the denominators. Therefore, HCF of 2 by 3, 8 by 9, 32 by 81 and 10 by 27 is equal to HCF of numerators by LCM of denominators. So HCF of numerators we got 2, LCM of the denominators we got 81. So 2 by 81 is the HCF of all these numbers, 2 by 81. If they are given LCM instead of HCF, in that case, LCM of numerators by HCF of denominators we must do. In tomorrow's class, we will discuss about some of the objective questions based on these topics. Okay, we will continue tomorrow.